Hi, Aslo Recaps here. Today I'm going to explain musical drama film called The Lion King. Before we get started, I challenge you. You have to click on subscribe and activate notification in less than 5 seconds. You got it? Alright, click the like button too and let's get started. A lion pride rules the animal kingdom from Pride Rock in the Pride Lands of Africa. Rafiki the mandrill, the king's shaman and advisor, helps King Mufasa and Queen Sarabi reveal their newborn son, Simba, to the assembled animals. Simba is taken on a tour of the Pride Lands by Mufasa, who also discusses the duties of kingship and the cycle of life, which unites all living things. Scar, Mufasa's younger brother, schemes to overthrow Mufasa and Simba in order to take the throne for himself. One day, Simba and his best buddy Nala are pursued by a band of spotted hyenas commanded by the ferocious Shensi while they explore an elephant cemetery. The Hornbill Zazu, Mufasa's major domo, tells him about the event, and Mufasa rushes to save the cubs. Mufasa is furious with Simba for defying him and endangering both himself and Nala, but he pardons him and says that great monarchs of the past guard them from the night sky, from which he will one day guard Simba. The plan's mastermind, Scar, visits the hyenas and persuades them to aid in his overthrow of Mufasa in exchange for hunting privileges in the Pride Lands. Simba is lured into a canyon by Scar in order to catch his brother and nephew in a trap. The hyenas then cause a massive herd of wildebeest to stampede, crushing Simba under their feet. Knowing that Mufasa will act quickly to save Simba, he warns him of his danger. Simba is saved by Mufasa, who then hangs precariously from the gorge's brink. Mufasa is forced to plunge to his death by Scar after he declines to assist him. He then deceives Simba into believing that the catastrophe was his fault and orders him to leave the Pride Lands and never come back. He tells the hyenas to murder him, but Simba manages to flee. Informing the Pride that Mufasa and Simba were slain in the stampede, Scar assumes the throne as the new king and permits hyenas to settle in the Pride Lands. Simba, a meerkat and a warthog, collapses in the desert and is rescued by Timon and Pumbaa, two misfits. Under the phrase Hakuna Matata, which in Swahili means no worries, Simba grows up in the oasis with his two new buddies and other animals. Simba, now an adult, saves Timon and Pumbaa from Nala, a hungry lioness, by acting as her adult self. Nala and Simba reunite, fall in love, and she begs him to go home, telling him that Scar's rule has turned the Pride Lands into a parched wasteland. Simba storms off after refusing out of shame over allegedly being the cause of his father's demise. After that, he runs across Rafiki, who informs him that Simba carries on Mufasa's soul. Simba meets the spirit of Mufasa in the night sky, who advises him to assume the throne in which he belongs. Simba makes the decision to go back to the Pride Lands after realizing that he had been eluding his history for far too long. Simba slips past the hyenas at Pride Rock with the help of his allies and approaches Scar, who is prepared to attack Sarabi. Simba is mocked by Scar for his part in Mufasa's demise, and he leads him to the edge of a rock where he confesses to killing Mufasa. Simba, incensed, tells the other members of the Pride the truth. Scar tries to explain himself, but his knowledge of Mufasa's final seconds, despite having earlier stated that he arrived at the canyon too late, exposes his involvement in Mufasa's demise. Scar, who is trying to flee, gets stuck at a ledge near the top of Pride Rock while Timon, Pumbaa, Rafiki, Zazu, and the lionesses fight off the hyenas. Scar cries out for compassion and tries to put the blame for his misdeeds on the hyenas. Simba spares his life, but orders him to leave the Pride Lands permanently. Simba pushes Scar off the cliff after a brief struggle after Scar refuses and turns on his nephew. Once the hyenas overhear Scar's attempt to betray them, they attack and maul him to death, but Scar escapes the fall. Simba then becomes king and crowns Nala as his queen. Rafiki introduces Simba and Nala's newborn cub to the gathered animals after the Pride Lands have been returned to their normal form, completing the circle of life. And that was how the movie ended.